My name is Tajay D, and my group and I will be presenting LGBTQ rights in the workplace. Why did we choose this topic? We chose this topic because there is no federal law that prohibits sexual discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. There are only 22 states that have such laws mandated that prohibits discrimination against sexual orientation and gender identity. With that being said, we found it significant that we bring the topic into light and speak on it. Right here you have an illustration of the LGBTQ employment protections by state. As you can see, there are only 22 states that have laws that prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Even though there are states that have such mandated laws, there are specific states that have specific laws that prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, whereas other states, such as the ones marked in purple, have states that prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation, other states that prohibit discrimination against public employees based on sexual orientation and gender identity, and states that prohibit discrimination against public employees based on sexual orientation only. Now, describing the importance of the topic to healthcare and human resources. Diversity management goes well beyond equal employment opportunities. It is the management of policies and procedures that embrace all forms of diversity, from culture to ethical, religious, and sexual orientation. Building on that, wherever there's diversity, you have a lot of individuals who will come together that come from different cultural backgrounds, different cultural values, different cultural beliefs, and that being said. So as HR, if you're able to form a common place to put all those individuals together, that's great diversity. And the aspect of embracing all forms of diversity to form a comfortable and tolerant workplace. As individuals become more tolerant of each other, the workplace becomes more efficient. People are able to work with each other because they understand each other, although they may have conflicting values and beliefs. If HR could bring in diversity to the workplace and have individuals come to a common, definitely be more likely to stay with the company, provide more for the company, be more contributive, and just be an overall good employee. With that being said, it is vital that HR is able to include diversification with regard to the LGBTQ community, because it breeds innovation, retention of employees, and commitments, meeting employees' needs and wants. The efficiency of a workplace is dependent upon the morale and psychological well-being of the employee. Thus, employees are being represented and supported regardless of their beliefs and values. Lack of LGBTQ representation emphasizes the lack of tolerance and acknowledgement of diversified workplace, which inhibits innovation and cultural growth for the company. This goes back to the previous slide. When you have a common ground of individuals from different cultural backgrounds, in which they may have different cultural beliefs and values, you have different ways of thinking. If you combine that different way of thinking together, there's so much innovation that could be produced from that. Innovation is key for healthcare because innovative ideas are produced when individuals of different backgrounds, beliefs, and values come together to form a unique and brilliant approach to solution of phenomenon. With that being said, having a great LGBTQ diversified workplace, having acknowledgement of the LGBTQ community within your workplace has vital and significant aspects to it with regard to increased psychological well-being, increased morale for those within the community, increased relations and good relations between the employees of the community and other employees within the workplace. And combining all of that together forms innovation, efficiency within the workplace, great productivity, and a happy working environment.
Hello, my name is Suren, and I'm going to be describing the importance of the topic to the human resource. The LGBTQ community is one of the most diverse communities in the nation. In consideration with human resources, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act protects employees from being discriminated based off of their sexual orientation, race, and gender. This act is very important for the LGBTQ community because they're able to be covered and safe when they're in the workforce. The LGBTQ community is important in HR because it forces companies to enforce their employment fairness policies. It allows more employees in the community to open up and be recognized and valued for who they truly are. In America, citizens like to feel that they are free to act how they are and be who they want to be. So having a community like this will help the workforce adapt to what the living standard is now and the community is now, and allow people to act and be who they truly are. Having more employees open up and reveal that they are part of the LGBTQ community will allow for more diversity in the workforce. Like I said, when more and more people start being more open for who they truly are, other people will see that and adapt and also be open about who they truly are. It also grants the opportunity for more non-discrimination laws to be created to help protect all employees regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. Added non-discrimination laws is always a benefit for any country. It allows more people to be covered and not be taken advantage of just because of what they are, what their race may be, what their gender is, or what their sexual orientation is at all. You said no?
Wait, hold on. Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Are you going? Oh, okay. So I'm Nadia, and I'm going to talk about the importance of LGBTQ rights in the workplace for the healthcare management field. So diversity in the workplace is very important in healthcare, and more than 40% of LGBTQ individuals have experienced workplace discrimination or mistreatment, and so LGBTQ rights helps to avoid that. It allows for a more welcoming and inclusive work environment, which helps with job satisfaction. So with LGBTQ rights in the workplace, there would likely be many individuals who don't feel comfortable in their own skin, or they just don't feel safe being at work. And LGBTQ rights increases their job satisfaction, which makes them be more productive and motivated to do a good job at work. Healthcare administrators should be educated on LGBTQ rights in order to better serve their employees as well as the patients that they serve. And proper training is needed for employees to respectfully interact with the LGBTQ community, such as their coworkers and their patients. And this shows why out employees can be good for business. LGBT employees who are out at work demonstrate better physical and mental health, so they won't be missing as much work. And out employees are 20 to 30% more productive than their closeted counterparts because, like I said, they feel comfortable in their work environment. And they're also 70% loyal to their employer versus closeted employees for 60%. And that's important with job retention and staying with your company. And then these images show some facts about employees who are in the LGBTQ community and in the states that are protected and are not protected.
My name is Dan Beatty, and I'm presenting on the impacts of managers and organizations. Managers must remember all employees have the same rights. Managers should always be professional at all times. They should already know that. So nothing should really be changed for managers when it comes to how they interact with their employees, regardless of their private life. Managers must be aware of all the laws against discrimination and understand them. They must also ensure employees understand the equal employment opportunity laws as well. Managers must be conscious of how words can be interpreted and eliminate negative language from the workplace. And professional liability insurance is something that managers should have as well. Managers should be protecting themselves from fraudulent accusations. Okay, so for impact on the organization, organizations need to understand employment opportunity laws, establishing clear written policies and practices that reflect employee values for equal employment opportunity is going to be something that they definitely need to do. Upon hiring employees, organizations should emphasize the values, policies, and procedures for equal employment opportunities, related topics and issues. Organizations need to provide an ongoing training and awareness briefs at all levels of the organization. Organizations should also practice liability insurance as well to protect themselves from the fraudulent accusations that employees might make against them. Maybe hiring a specific employee that just for the equal employment opportunity issues would make employees feel better about the workplace, having somebody that only deals in their specific issues to go to, and also maintaining a true open door policy for the equal employment opportunity issues as well.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and I'm going to talk about the current state of the topic today. Over the past years, the U.S. has come a long way on LGBTQ acceptance. Many citizens believe that federal laws protect LGBTQ individuals from discrimination and provides equal opportunity for them in workplaces. But the reality is the LGBTQ community continues to face discrimination on a day-to-day basis. About 1/2 of the LGBTQ people in the United States live in a state where they can legally be fired, refused training, or harassed at their jobs because of their gender identity and sexual orientation. Only 21 states, DC, and 2 territories have laws on the books banning discrimination in the workplace based on sexual orientation. According to a 2018 report from the Movement Advancement Project, 1/4 of LGBTQ individuals reported that they experienced discrimination based on their sexual orientation.
Hi, I'm Darrius M, and I'm going to talk about what does the future hold for this current topic. First off, we're going to start with the LGBTQ community being themselves. Most countries and states do not provide legal protection for them, so most of the time they're closeted in at work, and a lot of the fellow employees that's not a part of the LGBT community believe that it's unprofessional to talk about sexual orientation and gender at the workplace. Next, more LGBT corporate leaders in leadership. More than 20 board of directors were openly in the LGBTQ community in 2018. And the first female to run a Fortune 5 company in 2018 was Beth Ford. Next, more employee benefits. Basically equality and medical coverage for them, because a lot of them don't get the same treatment as other employees, being that they're part of the LGBTQ community. So them getting equal medical coverage will be better for them. More work opportunities. A lot of people in the LGBT community are, once again, be judged by other employers, and a lot of employees feel like they would not want to work with somebody part of the community, or a lot of bosses feel like they don't want to hire somebody in that community. A lot of people turn down jobs because they don't want to be judged at the job as well. So I feel like if they're just equal in the workplace, a lot of those jobs will get more LGBTQ members. Next is 100% diverse workplace, and that means that everybody there will just be respectful of each other, won't have any problems or have any discrimination towards anyone, being that they're part of the LGBT community or if they're not. It'll just be one big family at the workplace, and that goes to our last topic. The more diverse you are in the workplace, the more your company's gonna grow, and that is it for this slide.